Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2x2. This is a new show that I, Solar Brick Builder, Coconut Brick Studio, and London Bridge Bricks are doing. It is basically a roundtable of all four of us giving our opinions and perceptions on pretty much anything revolving around Lego. Whether it's sets, builders, mocks, ideas, shows, YouTubers, just anything at all, we will discuss it. The format of our show is broken into 4 sections, and they're going to be each roughly about 15 minutes long, give or take a few minutes. So the first section is basically like our intro, our news. We'll discuss a few other things that have to do with like anything new in Lego. The second section will be basically ideas and mocks that we'll discuss and talk about, highlight, just basically anything we feel like sharing or deserves to be mentioned upon. The third section will be more of set reviews that we've done in the last month. Each one of us has different things that we've built. Some of us built the same thing, some different. So we will give our opinions about those. And then the fourth section is basically just going to be a Q&A. So basically, for those watching, if you have any questions for any of us or all of us or whatever, now's the time to do it. So please leave any questions you have in the comments, and then the next episode we will be answering them. We have a couple of basic questions that we know a lot of people have asked each one of us at one time or another that we'll go ahead and answer. And then we'll basically kind of tell you guys what we're doing with our channels over the next basically few weeks to a month. And that'll be our outro. So, like I said, this is going to star me, Solar Brick Builder, Coconut Brick Studio, and London Bridge Bricks.
Good to be here. Let's do this.
All right, let's do this. I wanted to start with basically some news and some just interesting topics in general that revolve around Lego right now. Something a lot of us have been talking about, and I'm curious what your guys' opinion is as far as like battery-operated electronic Lego sets. Now, the reason that I bring this up is because the whole, I don't want to say argument, but the whole thing that a lot of us have discussed is these normal Lego doesn't die. You know what I mean? It's not the batteries are going to die. It's not going to, anything like that. It can't get ruined with water. What do you guys think about sets now that are, electronic, so to speak? So I guess Solo, you go first.
I think, unfortunately, I think it's going to be the way forward. Everything these days is going to have something electronic of it. And I think it's just Lego's way of keeping up with that kind of thing. I think for as long as they put them in every set, they're going to keep coming out with, like with a Star Wars wave and everything else like that. Where you have to have this backdrop over it, because this is the point of Lego, isn't it? It's like creativity, building your mocks, and if you're forced to have this dirty wet battery pack, it kind of really it detracts it away. So I think for as long as you keep it in like that kind of like niche market, like the Mario sets are, I think it could work very well, because obviously it's just Lego keeping up with the times, I think. Yeah.
So basically just like a smaller percentage that they would do something like that.
Yeah. But here's the thing though, guys, right? Solo, you more than anybody, right? You're into your lighting up Lego stuff, right? Yeah. So, I think you've got quite an interesting perspective on this compared to the usual kind of Joe blogs out there that's into collecting Lego and stuff like that. You are the man that kind of lights up the Lego world around here, for me especially anyway, because you actually do your own lighting. So, do you factor that into your thoughts as well?
Not really, because obviously, like, I think, what's the right word I'm looking for here? Hang on, I've got to try and figure the right thing. I think when you're lighting up a set, I think you're going to be doing it because you want to. Lego's not forcing you to do it. Because obviously you're going to be lighting up a set, and the likelihood that you're lighting that set up, you're not going to be stripping it back down again. You're not going to be ripping it apart or anything else like that. Generally, you can light up your cities or like your normal like gunships or whatever you want. You're generally going to do that because you're going to keep it that way. I think if you're going to light up a set and you're going to think about destroying it later on, then don't light up your set, because it is hard work lighting up a set.
And it's really expensive, isn't it? I mean,
very expensive.
Coconut, you are the man amongst us. You're like the mock man. What do you think? Have you actually ever lit up one of your mocks yet?
I've actually been talking to Solo about this with my next mock Utapau. I plan on using lights. I want to do all kinds of crazy lighting setups, but I think there is a pretty big difference here between the electronic Legos as far as like that, and then lighting up your sets, because with lighting up your sets, it's more of like an accent to what you've already created, right? You have the creativity, you have the ability to put those lights wherever you want, whereas these Mario sets, like it's kind of like, without that function, what are any of us going to do with the Mario sets, right?
Yeah.
Work. And so I think it's cool what Lego is doing, trying to keep up with the times. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I like the idea of seeing Lego trying to be better, because like we were talking about before we aired, how Lego could be peaking. Is this it? The fact that we're seeing Lego trying new things, even if none of us really like it, at least shows us like they don't plan on peaking. And I think, they're looking for new things, even if this doesn't stick.
Yeah, and I want to mention real quick too that when we're talking about this stuff, we're talking about stuff like Mario or things of that nature. We're not really referring to like motorized stuff that you could put the motor in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's something that's optional. Sort of like what we were guys talking about, lighting up mocks and stuff like that. That's definitely something that's, again, optional. So
I think one leads into the other one though, Hive, because I think, someone starts lighting up something. There was that Overwatch set. What was his name? Bastion. That was it. Bastion, Bastion, right? He came with a single brick that lit up. I think it was like a red one, and he was super expensive. He was something like, very expensive for what you got. Interestingly, though, this week in Argos, he was going for £26. But anyway, folks, try and get one of them, and you're a better man than me, that's for sure. Especially with this Osprey stuff. But anyway, I think you're right. I think it should never be the center point of a set. I think it should be it's a bit like when you buy a car, you go in, you go to the showroom, you buy all the bits and pieces, and you get some optional extras. And one of those optional extras, right, is a lighting kit or something like that, which we know, going down the road a little bit further, that Lego are definitely looking at, because they're partnering and I can put this in a contentious manner, of course. That is definitely something on their roadmap, and that's for sure. And I think it's good. I like it. I just don't think it's the be all and end all for everything as well. But I like to see, like with Mario, because I wasn't interested in Mario at all, right? But through various people in the community, I'm on board now. I'm sold. 1st of August, I'm there at the front of the queue, buying a few Mario bits and pieces. I really will be. But like everything, it just as long as it's not the center point, right? As long as you can still do something with it without the batteries, right? That's what Lego's all about. Because at the end of the day, it's not about lighting up everything. It's about using that imagination, like Solo said.
Going back to the like Bastion set, and I think that's the beautiful thing about the Lego when they light stuff up. It's generally just a light brick. So it's like the Stranger Things set as well. It's got that light brick in there. If you don't want that in there, you could just. I mean, that's why it's great when they do it. You could just take it out and just pop your own thing in there, and you could just cap it all off, and you don't have to worry about it, because it is just a little 4x4 brick, and then you could just, there you go, done.
Yeah.
I think that's the beautiful thing about that.
So I wanted to also talk about, Greg had mentioned about bringing up some retiring sets. Logan, I wanted to start with you. Is there any retiring sets or anything that's going to be gone that, you might want to get before it's, no longer available?
There's actually, I was surprised at this. I was looking at a list the other day of Lego Star Wars sets specifically that were retiring, and they're cleaning house right now. We're talking about sets even that were released in January. Like
really?
The Bantha V's T16 Skyhopper, that little $20 set.
Yeah.
Like, the animal microfighter sets. That's getting retired. You've got the AT-AP. You've got some 20th anniversary sets. I think that's Slave One.
Oh, dude, I know.
Slave One, folks. Honestly, if you can't afford or just can't get hold of the UCS Slave One, get that 20th anniversary set. It is brilliant.
Yeah. And I don't know if this is retired or not, but I've still seen the Kylo Ren shuttle at Target, man. So if that's something, so if that's something anybody's interested in, definitely snatch it up. Yeah.
I reckon, Hive, right? The interesting point about this question is that I'm in two camps, right? There's the part of me that wants to get that set before I can't get it anymore. That's why I got Voltron. And then there's the other part of me that says, okay, which one do I want to purchase, or what sets do I want to purchase that potentially for a rainy day will be worth some money? So you've got the likes of the Taj Mahal, for example. I'm not particularly interested in that set because it's ginormous, right? But you know what? Someone somewhere in 5 years from now is going to want that set, and they're going to pay good money for it. And then secondly, you've got the classic set, the slightly more affordable set that's always going to be quite hip. And that is, of course, the VM, the Volkswagen camper van, which I think is a brilliant model.
Yeah,
that is nice. That is very nice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Going off of your point, Hive, I think get whatever you can right now, because what I'm seeing right now is Lego's about to clean house before they switch gears. Like, all the sets have been kind of sequels focused, a little bit of the original trilogy, but with the release of the Clone Wars and just the increased popularity in it all, I think Lego's just trying to clean out their storerooms before they go in a very different direction. So if you want sets that we currently have, sequels, original trilogy, like, now's the time to get whatever you can, because it's going to be gone for a while, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned about that Bantha set, the Microfighter Bantha set. I actually picked that up this week from a Bricklink store, right, for £7. I did. That was that's 65% off. That was of its retail price. And I was like, that's
wild.
Yeah, and do you know what? The Bricklinker that I got it off, the reason he wanted it is because of the Bantha horns. Those Bantha horns go for good money. They do, for what they are.
Yeah, they do. That's right.
Yeah.
So, Greg, is there something in particular that you wanted to snatch up before it's not available anymore?
Well, I tell you, I've got the problem is, Hive, I'm always snatching at sets, and I've got such a backlog of stuff to build. It's unbelievable, but I can't. The thing is, there's kind of a part of me that always wants to kind of invest in certain Lego sets and stuff like that. And I've got to be honest, if there's ever any speed champions that are going to retire, snap those up. And the VW camper. I mean, I think that, I mean, I must have at least, right? I don't even drive one, folks. Right, I must have at least 2 T-shirts in my drawer, right, with camper vans just on them. You know, they're just always the fit. And whenever you see a camper van, like a trendy camper van from back in the day, driving down the road, it's a head turner. Everyone wants to look at it.
Yeah, this is an interesting question, anyways, because like Coconut, you buy probably more retired sets, anyways. So you already buy them when they're retired.
I live in the retired world.
Solo, what about you, man? Is there anything you wanted to snatch up before it's gone?
It's going to sound pretty ironic, being that we're just talking about electrical stuff, but I'm kind of starting to fall in love with that Droid Commander set, where you got the 3 droids with the R2-D2 mouse droid. And
dude, if it wasn't 200, I would have snatched it up already, man.
Yeah, I hated it when I first saw it, and I hated it for a couple of months afterwards. But now it's been up for a couple of years. I'm kind of like looking at it like, actually, it's pretty cool, because you've actually got a motorized R2-D2. Arguably one of the most iconic characters in film history, and you can have it motorized. His head spins. He goes.
I know, right? I actually wanted it for the mouse droid, man. I wanted to have that zooming around the house.
I've got to be honest, guys. If there was 3 sets, or 3 other sets that I would throw out there for people to buy, if you want to invest in, or you just want to buy a fantastic Lego set, there's Steamboat Willie. That's a good one, right? Yeah. Disney's always going to do well. You've got the Lego Treehouse as well. I mean, Hive, if there was ever a set that ever came out that changed a person's opinion and changed their approach on their Lego city, that's you.
It's my favorite part of the city.
Indeed. And of course, if you're a big Star Wars nut, there's the Death Star. And of course, you've got the Lego Ideas stuff, which is the Flintstones. Now, I wasn't a particularly big fan of the Flintstones, but let's face it, folks, we've all been around the block a few times when it comes to Lego. And when it comes to sets that don't sell well, I tell you what, folks, 5 years from now, they will, because people are going to want them.
You just got to bear in mind, Lego Technic sets only generally stay on the shelf for 2 years. Generally, after 2 years, Lego will discontinue them very quickly. The Flintstones set, has got some issues with it, but it's a cool little set, and I agree with you there, Greg. It didn't do that well, and I reckon that is going to be one of those sets that probably will be worth.
Definitely. If there's a set that you really want, you should definitely grab it, because we all know once this stuff retires, most Lego sets, skyrocket. Yeah. So. Yeah, you don't want to pay an extra $100, $200, $300 more dollars. You know what I mean? If you don't have to. So
yeah, indeed. There's nothing worse than that feeling of, when after a couple of months after a set's retired and you think, oh, I should have got that, and then you see how much it's going for now, and you just sort of think, oh,
which is how I'm going to feel about that Mustang if I don't hurry up and get it, man.
Yeah, I tell you what, get it. It's a quality set, but the thing is, Hive, you can build it, right? And if you wanted to, you could sell it in years to come, and you'll at least get back the money you paid for it.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, that was our first section. And now we'll go ahead and move on to ideas and mocks. All right, so the first, we're going to talk about 2 different mocks, and then we're going to talk about 2 different idea sets. And we only have about roughly 15 minutes to discuss each section, so it's not like we're going to be able to get into great detail. We just all want to throw out our opinions and what we think about them. So the first one is the Sentinel class landing craft, minifig scale. Yeah, I was kind of floored by this one. And I ain't going to lie, I'm a Star Wars fan, but I cannot, for the life of me, figure out where this one was. You know what I mean?
I was the same. I'm exactly the same as you, Hive. I was like, oh, what?
So I'm hoping our 2 Star Wars encyclopedias might know. All right, Coconut, I wanted to start with you, man. What do you think?
First off, anytime you see something in minifig scale, that's an incredible achievement right there. Right? To be able to scale something means you can't just take whatever part you want. You have to build from the same exact scale as the actual vehicle. For if anybody's not familiar with minifig scale, that basically means it's the same scale to a minifigure as it would be to us in real life. So what you see in Star Wars, it was the same exact size, but in Lego scale. And so this guy did a really good job of just keeping the scale accurate. And not only that, but it looks like it's got a pretty detailed interior. I can see there's like a little landing door that dropped with minifigures coming out. And typically when you have a mock, you have people who pay just as much attention to the inside as the outside. And so I can only imagine how great the inside looks. But what impressed me the most are the landing gear. You can see there's 2 little pieces folding out on either side, which means you can retract those. Most likely you can retract that landing gear into the ship and fold those panels down. And hats off to that guy. Like, I'm still really struggling with my landing gear to be able to fold something away and then fold panels up over it.
And I just want to make sure I tell everybody, the audience, I will have the names for the 2 idea sets we're talking about, and I will put the names of everybody, all the stuff everybody's created, their names and everything in the description, so you guys will be able to go down there and check that out and definitely see who created this, because I'm sure they probably have a lot more work that they've done. Greg, what do you think?
I think it's brilliant. I mean, for a fact of this set, this is an amazing scale, folks. I mean, this is using 3,610 pieces. It's over 24 inches long, which is a humdinger of a size of a craft.
Yeah, dude, that's 2 feet, man.
It is big. I mean, put it this way, right, folks. This AT-AT just behind me here, right? That's 2,500 pieces. That is a monster of an AT-AT. That really is. I mean, look at that. I mean,
how big?
Yeah, it's 2 foot. It's over 2 foot tall. But this Sentinel, right? This is 2 foot 2 foot long, and also as well. And dig this, folks. How many times have you ever heard this about a Lego set? It says it fits a complement of at least 50 troopers at minifig scale.
Well, you can see because when I first saw it, my first thought was immediately Imperial shuttle. You know what I mean? But it looks like a transport Imperial shuttle, like not just a regular transport, like a big transport shuttle. Solo, what do you think, brother?
Oh, mate, I mean, yeah, speechless on it. I mean, I defer to my man down here, Coconut Bricks when it comes to mock, and when he says it's incredible, man, I think it basically tells you everything. And and if you had the Lambo class shuttle, the UCS version, and had that sitting next to it, I think that would be perfect collection, absolutely perfect. And I think the Sentinel class needs. Me personally, I think that's one that Lego should do in the UCS scale in the future. Instead of remaking the Lambo class one, give us a Sentinel one, because you first see it in the remastered of the New Hope, and then obviously it made it into Rebels after.
Okay, that's why we've never seen it, Hive.
Yeah, it's very, very big. It's like in the background, you just kind of see it taken off.
I tell you what I like about this. What I like about this particular ship as well, looking at it from a canon point of view, it's a bit like when you look at the Ghost, what do you see? You see the Millennium Falcon. Yeah. When you look at this, right, you see the Imperial shuttle, because so you know what universe it's come from straight away.
Yeah,
yeah.
And able to hold 50 troopers on the inside of it. I mean, that shows how big incredible this thing is.
Crazy.
I mean, that's at least right. That's at least 300 to 400 pounds worth of minifigures just to fit inside it, folks.
Yeah. Lego could take their toy one, put that in the bin. You don't need that. You've got this thing.
Let me give you guys some perspective for that. So this is, the 2008 Republic gunship. This thing can hold 10, maybe 12 troops in there. And it's
that's a decent size, man.
This is this thing's probably 1.5 feet, maybe. And you got like maybe 10 to 12. So we're talking 50, which is just insane because this thing, it's almost 1.5 feet. So
he's got to have like seats and stuff like in there. Like I'll have to definitely see if there's more pictures of that. But obviously, like I said, I'll put the link in the description so everybody can go there and check it out themselves. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. I've never seen anything quite like this. This person took the Lego VW camper van and literally took the parts and made it into a modular building. And I was checking it out, like you could tell, like the curtains are the same, like it's the same thing. Like I'm not 100% sure if they literally took every piece out of the van and used it in the building, like if there was pieces left over or something like that. But yeah, amazing. Greg, what do you think, brother?
I think he's brilliant. I mean, we were only just talking about the camper van just a second ago. I mean, the beauty about Lego is, and it wasn't that long ago, they were kind of really pushing out this, rebuild the world kind of thing. And that's kind of died a bit of a death recently, but that's probably because of the status of the world at the moment, shall we put it. But you know what? That is the beauty of Lego, is that you can make something out of something else. And this particular set, I mean, the camper van, folks, like we said, it's a classic set, but it comes with an awful lot of bricks, which is why we love it, of course. And according to the site, it says it's inspired by a chap by the name of Under the Bricks, attempting to modularize a non-modular building set. The process and experience is so interesting, and it really is. And I've got to say, even the instructions, because these are all on rebrickable, folks, these particular ones, and it's a stonking looking set. And I've got to be honest, right, it's worth, even because I'm looking a bit like what you've been doing for the last year or so, Hive, with your city. I look at that and I kind of think, yeah, I would actually buy the camper van and maybe convert it into that, and then that way I'm using my bricks, and
it's a good looking building.
It is a really good looking building, and the cool thing is about it is that you would almost want to have two camper vans, one that's actually built as the camper van, and then one next to it. And then as people are looking at that building, they'll be going, hold on a minute.
Dude, I kind of would like to see a theme of this, man. Like have the VW, the Beetle as a building, like maybe a smaller building.
Yeah.
Like all these creator expert cars.
Like the creator expert thing. If someone else out there, some other genius out there, he or she could come up with another thing to convert the camper van into, whoa, you've got yourself a UCS style creator 3-in-1. Boom.
So what do you think, man?
Oh mate, it looks great, and being that it's modular as well, taking the roof off, it's like not only good for like little kids, but also big kids like ourselves, be able to put it. And also, you've got a city as well. It's like, I've got this camper van here, and I haven't got enough money to go out and buy another modular. I've got a camper van up there.
I didn't think of that. That's a great idea, Solo.
Yeah. It's just like Bosch, turn that into whatever you like, man. It's great, absolutely great. I think that's just brilliant. It really is. I mean, it goes to show how brilliant Lego is. I think just because you've got a set that they've given you instructions with, you don't have to follow it. Just get the bag, rip it open,
just go.
That's it. Yeah. Rebuild the world.
Coco, what do you think about it?
This reminds me, I don't know if you guys remember, but like the old Lego sets, particularly the Lego Star Wars ones, on the back of the box, they'd have like different things you can build with the same set. So like if you got the 2005 clone turbo tank, there'd be two other things that they'd show you could build.
I forgot they did that.
Yeah, they wouldn't give you instructions, but they'd just show you the picture. I think this is just like that, because as a kid, I'd get a certain set, and after a while I'd be like, yeah, I'm kind of bored with the set. I'm kind of done. And then boom, you got to build something else with the same set without spending any more money.
I would bet my next paycheck that even if that person didn't use all of the pieces from the Lego van, I don't think they used any other pieces from anything else. I think that is strictly all the Lego.
I think look at like really I think really studying that, it looks like he's used every last piece out of that. Every last piece of that. It's great.
Fabulous.
All right. Well, I wanted to kind of move on to Lego idea sets, and obviously each episode we do of this, it could vary a little bit. But so the first one I wanted to talk about was the bookends, the train bookends. Yeah. So this is done by a person named Jimmi-DK, and look, I have a lot of books. I don't read as much as I used to, but I used to read all the time, man. And as a matter of fact, I've been thinking about, even if I don't get the books, I've been thinking about listening to the audio of the Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like everybody's like reading that right now. Like, I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta get into that.
It's brilliant. It's a really good way of doing it. But of course, we do read. I mean, some people would argue that we don't actually read the instructions on Lego sets as we're putting them together. I've got to be honest, guys. No Lamborghini. But we all go wrong, especially when you're doing live stream, folks. I tell you, you're trying to build something and host something, and it's a recipe for a disaster. It really is. But no, I reckon this bookends is such a good idea. My only drawback to it is as long as it's heavy enough. But otherwise, I mean, the detail in it, it's phenomenal. It's brilliant. That's what it is. And deservedly.
Go ahead.
Deservedly, he achieved 10,000 support, which is astronomically amazing for anybody to get. It's such a cool achievement.
I've never seen anything like it either. That's one thing I've never seen Lego do. I'm sure someone's probably done something like this, but I've never seen bookends, man.
No, I think they've missed a trick. I think they could have put Lego books in the middle of it all. I think they should have done that.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it could have got there.
That probably would have been a little more, like, even if it was just all the Star Wars visual dictionaries or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How do you get people that are into Star Wars and Ninjago on board with this particular kind of non-themed set, as well as train people? Throw some Star Wars and Ninjago books in there, folks. My God, it's brilliant. It's a marketeer's absolute dream. It would be.
Yeah. Solo, what do you think, man?
Man, I'm a big fan of trains, and this is kind of like the only time I'm ever going to say that I hope Crocodile Train does well, because if this gets to 10,000 votes and the Crocodile Train does well, you'd be damn sure Lego will be looking at this now going, trains seem to be really relevant now. And this looks great, absolutely great. And they've done it as a tunnel, and you don't have to use it as bookends. If you've got DVDs, Blu-rays, put it together, or even like look at Coconut at the back there. You could have one at one end of his boxes and then the upper end.
That would be really cool, man.
And I love the name of the train as well. It's called the Book Express. I mean, this is brilliant. It's very clever. I love it, stuff like that. And do you know what? It's not actually. It would actually work pretty well as a Christmas present for someone. The train itself even looks like something. Out of a Disney cartoon at Christmas, that sort of thing.
I mean, I look at that. That looks like the way it's done it, probably like a £40, $50 kind of set. So it's really quite in that affordable kind of range, or even maybe cheap. It depends how big they do it. But I think that could be in that kind of area where it could be quite affordable. And if Lego pulls it off, which they pretty well do with their trains, I think that could be quite a good set for a lot of people could pick up young warlords.
I think they should definitely do it, just for the fact that I was saying I've never seen it before. And dude, if they're gonna make a typewriter set for people to buy, I mean, I can't imagine like this
piano,
a grand piano.
Coconut, you got any thoughts on it?
I think it's pretty cool. I'm not, a huge fan of Lego outside of Star Wars, but this is definitely something I would buy. The only thing my only reservation is kind of what Greg said with the practicality. Like, I just would be afraid of, I've had bookends before, and even regular bookends get knocked off the shelf, and I would just hate to see that thing smashed on the floor, tipped over. So that would be really my only reservation in actually using it. I would maybe use it more as like a display piece on like my editing setup, maybe just kind of in the background and stuff like that. But as far as the set goes, I think it's cool. I think it's an original idea. Definitely not something we see a lot of. And so I'd love to see more stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it'd probably be more a novelty thing. I think it'd be only so you got to put like maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 books out of push. Probably not heavy ones. Probably not like soft back ones, something like that you could just put together and make sure you don't have kids that smash the wall and then they fall down. Like Coconut says.
Kids don't read books anyway now, so that's never going to be a problem.
They don't buy DVDs anymore either, man. So I'm not sure what they would use.
Yeah, but what's a DVD? Go Netflix on.
All right, so we got enough time. We're going to talk about one more, and this is definitely something that's been trending a lot lately. This theme, and I know the show came back on Netflix.
Here's what's happening with the Avatar. So they just took the original Cartoon Network series that aired back during the time of the Clone Wars, and it just dropped on Netflix. And not only that, but they just announced they're recreating it as a live-action series.
That's what I was trying. Yes, that's
and so people are extremely excited, obviously, because for kind of people my age, this is what you grew up watching along with the Clone Wars. Like, it's a very, very iconic show. It's very good, like very well written, very entertaining. Like,
I remember watching a lot of the original ones.
Oh wow!
This Lego idea set, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. I've seen it around for a little while, and it's from StudioTRico. I want to make sure I say that right, but it's got the flying bison. What was his name? Coconut?
Appa.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I guess it comes with 5 minifigures.
Yeah, it looks like it would come with, kind of the main cast. You've got Aang, the main character. You've got Katara, Sokka. Those are brothers and sisters. Toph, and then Prince Zuko, which are just kind of the main 5 protagonists throughout the series.
There's a wild-looking kind of white cat there. Just in the
I know. I was looking at that.
So that's Aang. He's got a little flying monkey that's called Boba.
That's right.
That's who Momo is. It's actually just the Lego bat. It looks like that they made white and put like a little tail on.
Oh yeah, obviously, if you're a Last Airbender fan, this is probably something you really want, to get made.
And I tell you what, I got to be honest, Hive. Just looking at that, right? Wouldn't it make like for this new up and coming potential master builder stroke UCS Mos Eisley set that everyone's touting about that's going to be coming up? I tell you what, that would not make a good looking bantha, something like that. That's a good looking bantha.
Yeah.
I'd be up for that. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, it reminds me of what was the creature you made, Coconut, in your mock, the big one.
The Famba from...
Yeah, like that was a really great design, man, how you got the legs and stuff.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
But yeah, that's kind of what I thought of when Greg mentioned that. I mean, you guys have any quick thoughts about it, or...
I really like it. I've never watched the cartoon or anything like that. My era was kind of He-Man, Transformers, and
I know. I'm with you, Greg.
and Thundercats. The classics. But yeah, I got to be honest. I like it though because I like all mythological stuff, like Asgardian stuff. I'm liking all these Asian influences that we're getting at the moment with the Monkey Kid, and obviously I love my Ninjago as well. So yeah, I say bring it on. I love it. If there's one thing that Lego is particularly good at, it's telling stories and lends itself really well to all these other types of things out there like Overwatch. I mean, go back a few years ago, who would ever have put Overwatch with Lego? And they've done a stonkingly good job with it. So yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, they've only made 2 Airbender sets, right?
Yes.
Solo, what do you think?
I think the set looks good. I mean, same as you guys. I know nothing really a lot about Avatar: Last Airbender. But the set looks really cool, and I think like what Coconut was saying, I think it's definitely something that Lego could really cash in pretty hard because I was speaking to a lot of people about Airbender, and it's just like I think the fan base out there is massive and it's very passionate. And I think if Lego did announce something like they're reviving their Airbender part of their thing, I think Lego could really sit on quite a nice little gold mine, I think. Definitely.
Coconut, you seem to know more about it than any of us. What do you think?
This is one of those sets that if it does get released, it's going to be like that Friend set. Like people who have never touched a Lego brick in their life are going to be all over this set. Like the Avatar fan base is like a cult fan base. Like they are insane. Like it's a incredible TV show. And so if Lego were to go into this line, not only would they make a ton of money, but they have a great opportunity to make some awesome sets because it's a really cool TV show. It's very much like Ninjago. You've got elements mixed in with martial arts and all kinds of like cool places, cool animals, cool machines. Like it's a great world. It's definitely something I'd like to see more of.
So we're gonna go ahead and go into sets that we've all built throughout the month. I'm gonna go ahead and just start, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Lamborghini. Now, if anybody's watched any of my live streams or videos, they probably know my feelings about it. This was almost a $400 set. It was my first Technic set I bought, which is probably really dumb. I should have started with something smaller. I will say it's a beautiful looking car. Most of it was fun to build. But I look, if you're into Technic, if you're into like nice cars and stuff, I highly recommend it. Solo, is there anything that you wanted to highlight?
Yeah, man, I can't wait to build that Lamborghini. But yeah, for me, especially if you're new for Technic, I think wouldn't go for the Lamborghini if you're new for Technic.
I'd start off with a tiny little set.
Yeah, I think this Ducati back here is definitely a good entry level. It's got the complicated parts, but it's also got the simplicity to it. You build the engine, all that kind of stuff, but you've also got big panels there. You can kind of, you get the gist of it, and you kind of get yourself a bit comfortable to the Technic world. I would recommend that. It is a beautiful. I mean, the front end of it, they have killed it, absolutely killed it.
There's a big missing element though, isn't there, Solo, with that?
It is a bit unfortunate. They have kind of messed up on that seat. It looks so rubbish, that rear end part.
You wouldn't want to sit on it.
No, you would not want to sit on it. And speaking from experience, you don't want to sit on a seat that looks like that, because pain doesn't shoot. Yeah. But in regards to the front end of it, they've nailed the front end of the bike. I mean, the bike in real life is gorgeous, and Technic have got the front, and you can't get that from system build. I'm sorry, you can't. Only Technic can, because they've got those lovely panels that they've got. But yeah, other than the seat, you wouldn't be disappointed in it. You just have to get the angle right, and every time you walk through the door, you'd be like, I'm glad I bought that. And it's an affordable set as well.
Yeah, I heard it's not very expensive either.
No,
I saw it when I was in Leicester Square a couple of weeks ago, and I actually, for the last 6 weeks, I've been trying to get it for my brother, Hive, for his birthday. But Lego.com, they're just not getting it in. It's kind of like coming soon. Well, Christmas is coming soon. So what I ended up doing is I upgraded his birthday present and got in the Harley Davidson. But
there you go.
I will get in that anyway, because he's a real proper biker from England, but now he lives in Boston. So he loved it. He loves it to bits. He does.
Nice, man. Nice.
And what about you, Coco? What do you think? Where's Technics where you are in your Star Wars universe?
Man. Technic, as far as Technic sets go, I don't really exist.
He's like, I use it for structure. That's
I use it for supporting stuff. Like, it's funny. I'm actually building a giant landing pad right now for my Utapau mock, and it's got a giant Technic back brace of sorts.
Nice.
But one cool set I've been built this past month that we talked about a little bit was the Separatist shuttle.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't typically talk about affordable sets, unfortunately, on my channel, but this is one of those rare affordable sets.
It's a high-end channel, folks. Yeah. You want to see it? You want to find out how much his patrons have to pay?
Dude, I don't know what it is, though. I love that ship, dude. I love the landing, the legs on it, and wow, I didn't even know it did that.
Oh yeah, so this is one of those real dark horse sleeper sets. I bought this off of eBay for I think $40, and it's still going for around that price. So this is one of those rare Lego Star Wars sets that stays reasonably priced. It's like anywhere from $40 to $60 sealed. You can find some sealed. Yeah,
Stella knows.
And
what's the set number? Do you know the set number off the top of your head?
It's 8036.
8036. My God, that is an old number. I'm going to be on Brilliant in a minute buying that.
Yeah. Not only that, but it comes with great minifigures as well. So you get Gun Ray, you get some Rodian dude, I don't remember his name, and a couple of battle droids. So
Uncle Arno, wasn't it? Uncle Arno.
I tell you what set that reminds me of, and that's the Thrawn set. I think that was quite good. Or rather, the set that came with Thrawn.
It's the same ship. It's the same ship.
Yeah. I never built it. I sold it, but I managed to get Thrawn for like a few pennies. I did.
There's two ships, the Star Wars ships that I've always wanted to get that are kind of small. That's one of them, and the other one was Count Dooku's. Remember he had the solar sails? I've always wanted that one too. I've always loved that ship for some reason.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love Count Dooku. Count Dooku is by a mile my favorite Star Wars character. He is.
He's definitely an interesting one.
Yeah,
it's always interesting when one of them's like a Jedi in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But great. What do you got for us, man?
What have I built? Well, I got to be like, good question, Hive. This month, I've been building quite a lot of different sort of things, but I will say one thing that definitely sticks out like a sore thumb is mechs. I've been building. I kind of finished building my mech over a series, a bit like what you did with your one. So I built the mighty Voltron, defender of the universe, apparently. So I built him, and then I kind of got into this stride of, well, you know what? I think I might, follow up with that with another mech. And then I got myself the new Monkey King warrior mech, and I've got to say I love it. I really do. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. Funny, strangely thing is fair amount small. I mean, it's only half the pieces anyway as Voltron. But what I will say, what it does is kind of like, it's one of those complete sets. Not only do you get yourself a fantastic looking mech, he's not got the best dexterity in the world, folks, but he's good looking. We'll leave it at that. But what he has got as well, you've got this outbuilding as well, Pigsy's sushi bar, which is so much fun. Yeah. You've got some great figures in it as well. I mean, the NK, the Monkey Kid and the Monkey King, they're absolutely beautifully printed figures. They really are. They are, man. They are. And I think Monkey Kid will go from strength to strength. I do like it. I definitely think it can survive out there with Ninjago or vice versa. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to, actually, I've just got to choose which Ninjago mech I want to build next. So if anyone out there is watching this, please do comment below and let me know which one you'd like to see me build, because I've got a nice collection of them just waiting for me to kind of crack them open and get going with them.
That Monkey Kid set was really awesome. That it came with that building, and then it came with a smaller mech, and then it came with the.
That's one thing I've always seen about it. I think everyone that's reviewed it, they've gone, "Yeah, the mech is really cool, but this tiny little building is amazing."
Dude, Sans has been trying to buy that thing off me since he's seen it.
It is. It's a really good building, and I tell you what,
it really is.
To kind of throw it to if I was to put that with another set in a city, I mean, to me, that's got Ninjago City written all over it as a little modular addition to it.
Yeah, it's definitely a very cool set, no doubt.
Yeah, cheers, dude. So yeah, that was my a month with mechs for me. It was
it's definitely been a mech kind of month, that's for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the fourth section now, which is we'll start it with Q&A. And again, like I said in the beginning, we haven't really, this is our first one, so we haven't had anybody really ask us any questions yet, but there are a couple questions that people ask us pretty much all the time, and maybe some of you haven't gotten an answer from us, maybe some have forgot, and maybe some of you haven't heard. So I'm going to ask one question, we'll go around, and I'll probably ask two questions, we'll go around, and then we'll probably go ahead and plug each other and go into an outro, just to make sure we can keep it under an hour. So one of the questions I've heard kind of a lot lately is, what is your rarest Lego? I guess it could be a set or a piece. I don't think it really matters. I'll start with me. I think the rarest thing I have is the printed tile that Greg had sent me. The London. I can't remember exactly what it said. Because I put it away and I haven't looked at it since, man. It's like nice and tucked away. Nothing happened to it. But that printed tile is probably the rarest thing I have, honestly.
No, that tile, the only way you can get that tile, and I actually got that tile when I was with a good friend of mine and another YouTuber by the name of Robin Hull. Now, we went to a Lego Originals. When Lego Originals first opened up, we went to this kind of posh Soho art building, and I walked in there. I was never going to buy one, but anyway, ended up walking out with one, didn't I? But at the time, they gave me 4, and I had no idea that these were exclusives or anything. And Robin said to me, he said, "Do you know what? The only way you get these is if you're the first person through the door at the weekend." They all clap you and they give you this tile. That's the only way to go. So anyway, so I was there. I gave him one. And there was a random couple of people that we met while we were just chatting in there, and it was a guy, and his girlfriend was heavily pregnant, so I gave her one of these tiles as well. I kept one, And then, of course, at the time, Hive, I then posted it out to you. I think it was a Christmas present or something like that. A really nice, a nice gift and quite nice on the postage cost as well. But yeah, that was the story behind that one. There was a nice little story behind that tile that I got you, and I'm quite heartwarmed that you felt it's.
Oh yeah, yeah, because that was still in the beginning of our friendship too. You know what I mean? Like we hadn't even known each other that long, and you had sent that to me, and I was like. Dude, and I looked it up just to see, and it's actually worth a lot of money, dude. Not like hundreds of dollars, but I mean, I can't remember if it was between 50 and something. I don't know, but I was like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah, for a piece of plastic, and it's a piece of plastic about that big, it's like, give me a boatload of those, and I'll be happy.
Solo, what's your rarest Lego piece or set?
I probably mine was probably 2 poly bags. It's probably gonna be the white Boba Fett. The original one, and the Darth Vader poly bag as well. No, not Darth Vader, Darth Malgus poly bag that came out a few years ago. They're probably the 2 rarest ones off the top of my head, to be honest. Yeah, I mean those 2. I mean I've actually got 2 of them because I opened one up and then one of my mates turned and says, "Whoa, what you doing? What you doing?" So I ended up going back into shop and spending another 70 quid on just so I could get another poly bag and keep it sealed. So that was a very expensive week, let me tell you that. But yeah, they're probably the two rarest ones I've actually got in regards to that. I mean, because the Boba Fett, I think in the UK goes for about 100 quid. Malgus can go. Yeah. No, it is Revan. It is Revan. Oh, sorry, it is Revan. Can go even more than the Boba Fett.
He's super rare.
Yeah, he's really rare. So I'm really lucky. I'm pretty sure
the one I have is fake. I haven't even looked, man. It's got to be fake because I bought it at one of the like Brick Fair or something like that. And I didn't spend $70 or nothing, or $100 or nothing on it. So just
have a look at his head. It should have Lego stamps on it, and even on the torso as well. It should have Lego.
Dude, I should check because if it's actually real, man, I'm gonna crap my pants. Because I bought stuff from people that don't really know a whole lot. They just have Lego to sell. You know what I mean? But
I wish I had people like that around me.
Right. I mean, because like I said, the stuff that I've been finding in these bins of Lego that I've been buying here and there, man, it's amazing. The old stuff that's in there. But all right, Coconut, how about you?
As far as rarest goes, I have a couple minifigures that are pretty rare. I've got a Phase 2 Captain Rex he's worth quite a bit of money.
Oh wow.
I'd say probably the most rare that would have to be my 2008 AT-O Team dropship. That's a super rare set. I used to have a couple of them, but I sold one of them. But yeah, it'd probably have to be those 2 just because they both sets were released once, haven't been released since then, and the AT-O Team dropship is ridiculously expensive. That was insane.
I don't know why I always keep forgetting about the Captain Rex because I'm the same. I've got one over there in the gunship. I keep forgetting about him because I just consider him. He's just a character that obviously you see a lot of. And obviously, I mean, probably the same as you, Coco. You probably got loads of Phase 1 Captain Rexes just kind of like lumbered around. It's the same as it. I've probably got 4 Captain Rexes up there because he's seen them come in loads of sets. But then the Phase 1, I'll just keep Phase 2. I keep forgetting about him.
Yeah, that Phase 2 is worth a ton of money.
Oh, tell me about it, man. Tell me about it.
Greg,
if you want it with this.
Well, I'm pretty much the same as Solo actually. One of my rarest ones, and I managed to get it cheap because I bought a couple of them for myself and a good friend of mine. But yeah, it's that white Boba Fett. He is I think it was the 20th or 10th anniversary of doing Star Wars figures, and they came out with the white one. Now I was just looking on eBay how much he's currently going for here in the UK, and he's selling on average for about £120 at the moment. He is, which is double what I paid for it. And I only did that because there was some guy in the UK, lives just down the road. He went to Las Vegas, folks. But anyway, he blew an absolute stonking amount of money, came back, and he happened to have about 5 of these white Boba Fett's. So I came along and said, well, okay, I'll offer you this for 2 of them. Would you take it? And he was like, yeah. So I was happy because we both paid about £50 for them. So I was like, over the moon. And that's when they were going pretty, quite comfortably for 75, but now they're even more expensive.
And you guys said that's a poly bag.
Yeah, that's just a poly bag.
Because there is a Boba also that came with that old school Bespin set, right?
Yeah.
That's like kind of rare, expensive, or something like that. I think.
That one's got the regular color. This one is like it's solid white.
Oh, it's just solid white.
Yeah, so I think they call it I think they call it the prototype armor.
It is the prototype. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that said, though, a couple of others that I've got, and they are genuinely more or less Star Wars ones that sort of pop into my head. I've got Salacious Crumb as a bit of a kind of a left field one. He's quite a rare figure to get. And also I've got the Sarko as well. She's a good one to have as a adult figure because she's going for over £100 at the moment. But I've got this one. I think I'm saying it right. The Princess Amidala, the one where she came in the.
Oh, that's a really awesome minifigure.
Queen Amidala.
Yeah, Queen Amidala. That was the one.
That came with the water ship.
The water ship.
The gun. Yeah.
Again, though, I didn't. I just a friend of mine just needed to sell off some of their stuff, and I made a good offer for it, but it was just 10% maybe under market value, and I got it for about £40. But that. That's a bargain for what it is. I mean, it's expensive. People look at it as a minifigure and say, God, how much for a minifigure? But in the market scheme of things, it was very cheap. And that figure, folks, I'm not joking, that figure was years, and I mean at least 10 years ahead of its time as far as printing
way behind of its time. It was way ahead of its time.
Yeah, definitely. And one more question, and then we're going to go ahead and just talk about our channels, what's coming up in the next month, weeks, and that'll be it for this episode. So the next question is, it's a pretty basic question, but I know we always get answered it a lot. So what's your favorite set? We'll start with Solo.
UCS Slave 1, hands down. Love that set. Fantastic build. Looks amazing on a shelf. Done. That's all I can say on it. It's fantastic.
All right. Oh, and by the way, we'll go ahead and clarify a set that you own. All right.
Yeah.
I think that would make it a little more interesting.
Oh, he owns it, all right.
I was like, yeah, he owns it. All right. Coconut.
For me, it's got to be the 2013 Clone Wars ATTE. I guess it's the episode 2 version. I absolutely love that set. The ATTE is my favorite vehicle in the Star Wars universe. Loved it as a kid, and I love it now. That one's definitely my favorite. I'm actually building the custom ATTE from Brick Vault today.
Oh, nice. Excellent. Yeah, definitely. Greg, how about you?
Well, it depends what day of the week you ask me.
I know, right? It's tough.
It really does. On some days, I would say it's Voltron, but I have to say, through experience and figures and overall brilliantness of a set, I'm going to go for the 1989 Batmobile.
Ooh, so yeah, I was gonna pick the Batmobile, and I'm still teetering. So for me, it's teetering between the Batmobile and the A-Wing, the UCS A-Wing. It's one of those two. I just can't quite because, I don't know. Maybe it's just more nostalgia because the A-Wing is my first UCS set. Yeah, and it's awesome, but. One of those two.
I like the A-Wing. I really like the A-Wing. It's got a couple of faults, but I do genuinely like it as a build, as an engineering build of Lego. It's brilliant. Right. It really is. But I've built the A-Wing and I've built the Batmobile, and I know your taste and my taste is quite similar, Hive. Basically, it comes down to what would I rather be seen cruising around in, the A-Wing or the Batmobile? Batmobile.
Well, and I will say the Batmobile did come with 3 very awesome minifigures too. So that was
I think Hive, you got to go back to your review when you've done your Batmobile. We all thought you were going to marry it there.
I know. Right?
Oh my god!
I was rewatching that too, man. I was like, wow.
I was really watching that thing. I was watching that. I was going, I feel a bit uncomfortable watching this guy with this.
I was making everybody feel awkward. Yeah.
Greg, your wife's like, "What are you watching in there, Greg?"
Like nothing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go around and just gonna plug our channels, and talk about what we're gonna be up to over the next couple weeks to a month, because this 2x2 is a monthly thing, so it's not like you'll see us again next week. And as far as we know yet. And of course, things could slightly change here and there, but as far as we know, we're going to do it like at the end of the month, every month. So that'll kind of give us a recap of just news, sets, stuff like that.
Questions. So, give us those questions, folks.
Yes, please give us questions. And there's 4 of us here, and it doesn't have to be something for all of us. Like if there's there's some mock question you really want to ask, Coconut, ask away. It's whatever you guys want to know. So. well, not whatever. I'm sure we'll draw the line on some questions here and there. You know, we're not gonna get too personal with people, but all right. So I'm gonna start with Solo. Solo, what do you got coming up over the next month?
Probably, well, live streams. You'll find me on someone's live stream or on my own live stream. I'm generally somewhere around. And then doing some vlogs, random stuff all over the place, and then not doing any Speed Champions. That is stay where it is from time being.
System.
Yeah, I've had enough of that. But obviously, probably by the time you guys see this, it's Star Wars. All the new Lego Star Wars sets are coming out, so you'll be damn sure I'm going to be all up in that business.
Oh yeah, next August. That's going to be a fun.
August 1st.
Yeah. August the 1st, folks. August the 1st. That's amazing.
That's me, man. That is me.
All right, Coconut. What about you, brother?
I got big things planned for the next few weeks to month. So I'm starting Utapau at the beginning of September. So August, I'm actually going to be doing a mock building segment throughout an entire week. I want to stream hopefully every night, and I'm going to build a mock on those live streams. But everybody joining the stream is going to help me build the mock. So they're going to pick what clone troopers I use, what planet I build, the different terrain. So it's going to give everybody, you guys,
awesome.
Great idea.
Jump on the stream and really get into mock building with me. I can show you guys techniques. You guys can tell me what you want me to build, if there's stuff you'd like to see me do. So I'm going to be doing that in August, as well as building the custom ATTE from Brick Vault. That's going to take a few weeks as well, because it's like a 2,000 piece vehicle. And so, lots of live streams and lots of videos.
Yeah, and I just want to mention to the audience also, look, Coconut's built, this isn't like his first mock. He's built other mocks. Like, you should definitely go check him out, man.
Yeah.
I always forget how to pronounce that darn name of the last planet. The Umbra?
Umbara.
I always pronounce it wrong. That's so far, that's my favorite one. But yeah, everybody definitely check out Coconut's mocks, man. They're insane.
Lego Master in the building here.
I know, I'm always like, I'm not worthy. Greg, what about you, brother?
Coming up, London Bridge Bricks. Well, on August the 1st, as we were just saying, I'm going to be buying the new Lego Nintendo console. So I'm going to be streaming that for a couple of hours on the day that I get that. So please do feel free to join me. And also as well, I'm going to be reviewing Lego magazines. I seem to be getting into this Lego magazine thing at the moment. I'm in a bit of a groove for that. But I'm also going to be starting a new series, a new playlist by the name of Popping Polybags, I'm going to be calling it. And it's all going to be about polybags. And the great thing about polybags being, I can do any theme that I want to at a fairly, reasonable price sort of thing. And I don't think polybags are given enough light.
I was going to say, man, I don't think I've seen focus. Obviously we've seen polybags. We always talk about stuff, but I mean, I'm not focused.
And I think everyone loves a polybag as well. So I'm just basically, effectively, folks, it's a short review of a polybag, but I'm going to be calling it Popping Polybags anyway. And that's going to be the new thing coming up from me.
Yeah, that's the thing about having a YouTube channel. We're always trying to strive to find something new and different to do. You know what I mean? And still stay within our realm of Lego. It is difficult. There's a lot of us, man. There's a lot of us, but. As far as me, tomorrow, every Sunday, I'll have Good Morning Brick World. It's at 9:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I've got my weekly blog, Week in Review, that'll be coming out. I've got more episodes of The Long Haul, going over these random Lego pieces I find in these big bins of Lego that I buy. I got a new shout out that'll be out in a week, so pretty much the usual. Nothing too different or new, but it'll be in August. Actually, I was going to say Greg and I will have another transatlantic stream. But that's going to be a few weeks away. We might even it might even be roughly right around the same time as the next 2x2. It just depends on when we can.
This month, folks, we always do a transatlantic live stream. We always strive to do one every month. But of course, this month with the new waves coming out, and I've been on holiday as well. We'll don't you worry. We'll shoehorn it in where we can. We promise.
That's about it for my channel. And I'm going to put links to all the stuff we've talked about, everybody's channels. I'll put all that in the description. So you can find it there. You can go to each one of our channels or wherever the Lego Ideas, the mocks, so you can check out all that stuff. We very much appreciate all you guys watching. This is new for us. We're very excited about it. And I I mean, I definitely look forward to more of these.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. That's for sure.
Well, and we all have these very distinct personalities and different types of channels and different stuff we do. And then, of course, the very interesting thing too is that you guys over across the sea, and then Coconut and here are over here in America, and even with Coconut and I, he's further west than I am. So it's we're very spanning a lot of ground here. So
we are indeed.
So yeah, just real quick, does anybody want to say anything before we go or?
No. Thanks for being in. Yeah, I think you nailed it, Hive. I think I look forward to seeing everyone in about 4 weeks' time or so. And of course, we'll be round robin this, folks. We'll be doing this on someone else's channel next. So watch out on everyone's Instagrams, folks, because we'll be throwing it all out there, so you'll know what we're doing and when we're doing it.
Between the four of us, we'll be promoting the heck out of this, and you all will know whose channel who will be hosting the next one. We haven't quite discussed all that yet, but you will know. It will be very easy to find the next episode. So, all right, gentlemen.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. See you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I've got the Airbender. That sounds weird to call it an Airbender because that's completely different meaning in this country, I tell you.